Hey guys, this is Emmanuel, your emotion code practitioner out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm glad you're watching this video. There's a reason why you're watching this video, and it has to do with those of you who have cleared their heart wall. So first I want to congratulate you because now you're part of the top 7% in the world that doesn't have one. Dr. Bradley Nelson has received information that 93% of people do have this thing called a heart wall, which kind of give you these 5 symptoms. Number 1 is it gives you low energy, low immune system, lack of direction in your mission. You may feel desensitized with your heart. Number 4 is your love language may be off, like you say something that people hear something different. Or number 5, issues with abundance. And so this is a huge quantum shift. It's the greatest discovery in energy healing. And we've cleared at Coding Alternative over, I think, 180, 190 heart walls in the last year. And so it's been a big blessing to help people to make this quantum shift. But there's a reason why you're watching this video, right? So the reason why is because how can I benefit the most from having a cleared heart wall? A lot of people think that by clearing your heart wall, it's like a magic pill. All of a sudden, poof, Chase Bank shows up at your home, and then all of a sudden, you go to your fine restaurant, there's a girl looking at you, and now you're like, oh, hey, that's the love that Emmanuel said that I would find, and she's going to come over here and pay the bill, and we're going to live happily ever after. And okay, so that's not really going to happen. I'm just kind of messing with you guys. But the thing is there are some people that I work with that really believe that, like, things are just going to come to me. I don't have to put any work. Well, here's the reality, guys. And if you don't mind me, I'm going to pull off what Oscar Wilde said once, which is, truth, because I'm a good friend, true friends, they stab you in the front. So I'm going to do that to you real quick. I'm just going to kind of give you some guys a little bit of truth. So the first thing is this, is it is not a magic pill. It's actually a magnifying glass of what is. So one of my mentors once told me that money is just a magnifying glass. It makes good people better and bad people worse, right? Now, same thing with the heart wall. It doesn't make you better or worse. Think of it this way, that it'll accentuate the things that, are. So if things are great and you're on your mission, it'll accentuate that. And your heart will appreciate it. Now, if things are not good and you're not in a good position, you just recently got divorced, or you're having marital issues or financial issues, your heart's not going to be excited. It's just not, because if it did, then the one thing that you were counting on, that your heart does give you, messages, is now giving you false messages. The last thing you want is you want your heart to tell you, yeah, you're happy here. This is amazing. Stay here. Don't move. And so I tell people all the time, it's very similar to this dog story. This owner is sitting here with the dog, and the dog is whimpering and suffering in some way. And then this person passes by and says, hey, what's wrong with your dog? And he says, well, it's suffering a little bit, it's going through some pain. And then the person was like, okay, that's weird that the owner would leave him there. But he said, so what's going on? And the owner said, well, he's there's a nail underneath him, and a little nail, and it's hurting him, but there he is, And he said, okay, so why doesn't he get up? Why don't you help him out? He's like, oh yeah, he's going to get up at some point, but it just doesn't hurt him bad enough, right? So that's the story. So what's the moral of the story? Is that we as human beings have nails in our lives, things that are pressing on us, and because it doesn't hurt us bad enough, we tolerate it. Now, when you clear your heart wall, it's going to be very, very easy to not tolerate it. So it's going to accentuate. If things are bad, it'll just tell you, your heart's going to be like, no, you're in a bad position. You need to move, instead of people, staying in the same spot because they have a numb heart, because they don't feel much. So they stay in places that they really shouldn't tolerate anymore. So here I'm going to give you guys like 11 pieces of advice. 11, why? Because I love 11, synchronicity. So we're going to give you 11 pieces of advice today. So if you have a pen with you, I'm going to tell you how can you benefit the most from a cleared heart wall. And these are just things that I've noticed either as myself as an entrepreneur, or someone that's cleared their heart wall back in April 2016 with my wife. And I've really tried to benefit the most from this heart wall, and I'm so happy that I cleared it back in April, because things have drastically changed in just a year. So here we go. Number 1 is own it. Okay, own it. The fact that you have a cleared heart wall. I remember my wife was like, "Oh, I want to get involved in this thing," and I said, "Well, why not? Because you'll do it with a cleared heart wall." Or, hey, let's help you build your practice. Why? Because you don't have a heart wall. Or let's start having a good relationship now because we don't have a heart wall. So I started owning it, that it's like this is a new beginning to be able to really let your heart touch others and touch yourself the way it's supposed to, instead of being numb all the time. So that's number one. Number two, actually, we'll stay on number one real quick. One of the things that stop people from owning it is because we tend to put people on a pedestal. Picture a round table of people that you're very inspired by. Think of all the people that inspire you. I want to tell you something. Knowing them has sometimes given you a crutch. I'll tell you how. Sometimes you're saying, wow, like they're way up here and I'm down here. It'd be nice to be up there, but that's them. That's not me. That's actually subconsciously you're sabotaging yourself. And so picture that. Here's a better way to look at it. If you're inspired by someone, perhaps you sat at a table with them before you were born. Perhaps you sat and you were eye to eye level with them, and they respected you and you respected them. And you guys made a promise to each other that whoever comes here first, make sure to inspire the other person. What if they were put there to inspire you to unlock certain things about you? When I feel like you're attracted to someone that has what you want or has some characteristics that you want, it's because they just woke up something inside of you. Instead of you thinking like that's them, this is me, think of it like, wow, they woke something inside of me, which means I have something they have. And you may even become better. I mean, how many times have you heard of people that have been coached by people and then they become way better than the coach? So it's possible. I want to let you know, one of the reasons why you don't own this cleared heart wall is because maybe you still have heroes that are like, well, they're way up there. It's like that game it's old now. It's time to write a new script and say, you know what? I'm going to own it that I have a cleared heart wall. And the only reason why I'm attracted to people and there's certain characteristics and traits is because I have it too. They just woke up something inside of me. So that's number one, is own it. Number two is put your heart in the driver's seat. So, most of our lives, I think what we did is we were driving and then we would put this screaming heart, like a little baby, throw it in the back and the baby would be crying like, don't take me there. And your head's like, no, this is where I need to go. This is where I need to go. So I think it's time to start having a conversation with your heart and start asking, how do you feel about this place? Like, how do you feel while you're doing this work? How do you feel when you spoke to this lady or this man, And so it's starting to, I think it's better to ask questions now, not to your mind, but to your heart. And I just say like, pay attention to how it feels. It's very, in high school, they don't say, follow your liver. They don't say follow your kidney. They say follow your heart. But if you have a heart wall, kind of hard to follow that. Dr. Bradley Nelson said that once. And so, but now you don't have a heart wall. So it's time to start asking questions to see, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? And then getting an authentic answer from your heart instead of a fog. So that's number two. Put the heart in the driver's seat. Yes, it's nervousness on the right-hand side going like, yeah, but I'm used to driving. That's just ego. I'm used to driving. Like, let the heart drive. Let the heart drive where it goes. Trust me, the destination is someplace you do want to go. That's number two. Number three is there's no beta test. What do I mean by that? Every relationship you've been in, every business you've been in, there has been you're taking in data of like, this is how you do when you get involved with this type of person. This is how you do when you get involved in this type of business. This is how you do when you get involved as being a parent. So, but all of those situations, you had a heart wall. So you're kind of beating yourself a little bit, kind of going like, yeah, I like you want to almost refer automatically to your past. But I want to tell you right now, if you hear these three words, there's no beta test. There's nothing in the past where you can say that's who I really am in these different circumstances. Isn't that cool? So it's kind of cool to know that now that you have a cleared heart wall, you'll feel more people's love. You'll provide more people love. You'll have access to abundance. You'll be more mission oriented. So you are playing in these different chessboards as a pawn here, pawn here. But if you were to rip that zipper out, there you are. You're a queen or a king, and you should own it. So that's number three is there's no beta test behind you. You can't really, there's no good way to gauge on how you would do in a certain situation because in all those areas you've had a heart wall. Be easy on yourself. You don't have one now. Now it's a fresh, clean slate. That's number three. Number four is look at some past, present, and future projects. I have a lady that I work with who started looking at a past project that she used to do and be like, I wonder, because there's no beta test, right? So I wonder how I would do in this past project that I used to work on. Long story short, She was gifted close to $6,000. She was, and within a week, guys, this is actually just working, I think maybe 2 heart wall sessions with her. I didn't even clear her full heart wall session, but she was gifted $6,000, a computer programmer that said, listen, I'll work for you for a less expensive price. Then she had like 6 or 7 people that wanted to help her market her old business that she kind of folded, is now opening new doors. So what am I trying to say is that look at some past things that you failed before. Maybe it wasn't the right time. And so now you're looking into it, or maybe there's present things that you can now engage your energy with, or maybe there's future projects you've always wanted to do. Show up to it as the king or the queen and see what happens. If you just keep doing whatever your life was unfolding, just like monotony, then you're not going to really benefit from a cleared heart wall. Your cleared heart wall is for a reason. It's to give you the right vehicle to travel to things that you used to do, or things you are doing, or things in the future, and you need to move. So a lot of people would be like, oh, well, I just go to my job, I don't feel much. Well, maybe that job isn't meant for you, or maybe there's something else that you're supposed to be doing, and your heart's not going to lie to you and be like, you're satisfied here, So that's number 4, is check out past, present, future projects. Number 5, live outside of the comfort zone. Start asking yourself this question that, like, who are the people that I really admire? I'm telling you this, they do not feel comfortable throughout the day. They are constantly breaking free from like, oh my gosh, I'm worried what the person's going to say. I'm worried what this person's going to say. You're only worried because you had a heart wall. Imagine if communication was better with your peers. There's nothing to fear. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, there's nothing more exciting than someone on their mission. They know how to receive love. They know how to give love. So now it's time to live outside the comfort zone, because you'll be really surprised that your heart is going to back you up when you go into things, and you don't know what that feels like yet. So you need to step out of your comfort zone. That's number 5. Number 6 is you want to, again, depend on the heart and the mind. The mind kind of rationalizes things, says, how am I going to build the greatest car company of all time? The heart's like, Henry Ford, you could do it. And then Henry Ford, for example, the mind would be like, well, I don't have access to all these different types of people. Plus I have a grade school education, da-da-da. The heart's like, figure it out. Find people that are resourceful and have access to them. I remember there was a trial where they brought Henry Ford to question his business, the way he does business, because they're like, how can somebody who barely had any schooling take care of a large corporation like him? And he went to trial. People were asking him questions about history, and then he kind of stopped everybody and said, wait, hold on a second. I know I don't have the education that you guys are talking about, but at the push of a button, I have access to 20 different people who, if I need information about history, that person will help me out. If I need information about a business or a tool or a certain type of car or a demographic, or he's like, I have these buttons, and because I have these buttons, I have the knowledge. So think about that. So his heart was saying, get over it. His mind was saying, whoa, maybe you're not qualified to build cars. But so your mind hasn't gotten you that far. It's the heart that will pull you over. And so don't listen to those excuses that are up here. Trust me, your heart will figure out a way. You're either on your mission with your heart or you're not on your mission. There's no real failure with the heart. So that's another thing. So put the heart over the mind. That's this number 6. Number 7, create a vision board. Now that you have a clarity, I used to think that the emotion code wasn't for me. I used to think that this is a great book, but I'm not going to be my mission. But then I cleared my heart wall, and then all of a sudden I realized I started losing track of time. In fact, I'm wearing a watch right now. If you looked at my watch, it purposely stopped. Now you might think, well, he's lazy, he doesn't want. No, it reminds me that time really doesn't matter to me when you're on your mission. So it's a good reminder for me. So make sure that you have a vision board, a new vision, because now you have clarity of what you want to do. It may take some time for you to find it. My wife found it in a few months. I found it the next month. It doesn't matter. I mean, what if it took you a year to find your mission? Then that's great. Now create a new vision board. Put all the things that you want to accomplish on this board and look at it frequently. That's number 7. Number 8, do self-affirmations. Write it on blue cards with blue pen. Why? Because your subconscious likes the color of blue. So put it in there and write what you want to see. Write your goals. Write the type of person you want to bring out. And so that's number 8 is self-affirmations. Read it in the morning time. Read it at nighttime. Why? Because that's what they said in Think and Grow Rich, to do that. Number 9 is have a 5-year vision statement. Write a journal 5 years from now. Well, write it now, but it's going to be a journal dated 5 years from now. and then basically write down like what you see in your life. Or as soon as you wake up, how does your afternoon look like? What does your house look like? What does your family look like? What does your bank account look like? What does your career look like? What does your nonprofit you have? Who are you helping? So have that all written down in complete full-on description. The more descriptive, the better. It's called a 5-year vision statement. Now is the time that you have a cleared heart wall to write one. And then number 10 is keep doing your love and gratitude mantra. If you don't know what that is, I'll put a video below. There's a love and gratitude mantra I give all our clients. I probably introduced it to you in your first session. Keep doing that because you want to attract what? People that have higher frequency. Love and gratitude is the highest frequency you can provide on the planet. And so imagine attracting people that have love and gratitude for you, love and gratitude for your mission, love and gratitude with themselves. Very important. You might want to surround yourself with people that have love and gratitude for themselves. Otherwise, you're hanging around bloodsuckers. You don't want to do that. Hang around people that are winning. Hang around people that really care about you. That are not putting more that have more problems than you. Don't worry about that. Worry about people that have solutions. Find people that have solutions in your life, not problems. So that's so keep doing the love and gratitude mantra. The video I'll put below. And the last one is say this question to your heart all the time. If I knew I couldn't fail, what would I do today? If I knew I couldn't fail, what would I do today? So that's a great question. So those are 11 tips for you to someone who's just cleared their heart wall. Here are some things that if you're not happy with the results you're getting yet, this is what you're missing. Do these different things. Rewind this video again and watch it all over again. And just remember that these are some great philosophies to incorporate someone who has a cleared heart wall. It's a blessing. There's only 4,000, 5,000 emotion code practitioners. For some reason, you were chosen to have your heart wall cleared, and you're just gonna it's like getting a brand new Tesla and just driving it to the corner of your street and then driving it back. It just doesn't make sense. You want to expand yourself, go on the freeway, go on a road trip, do whatever you need to do. So hopefully this helped you out and gave you some tips. Definitely write your comments below how the heart wall has benefited you in your life. Maybe you can write your testimonial, how it's helped you and your family, with your business, with everything like that. We'd love to get your feedback, so comment below. And I look forward to one day, meeting you. If we haven't met yet, and maybe you're like, I want to get my heart wall cleared, watch that video below and be like, what is a heart wall? Why is he talking about these philosophies after clearing your heart wall? Well, like I said, watch the video below. It's the greatest discovery in energy healing, and I look forward to seeing your success with your family, with your mission and things like that. And it matters to me. It matters to me that when I work with you, that you have success. Like, why would I do something and then you don't go the way you're supposed to go? We want you to surpass us. We want you to do what God intended for you to do on this planet. That would be my greatest desire. So with that, I'm grateful for you guys listening, and look forward to you watching other videos that we have. Check out some other videos. We're on codingalternativevideos.com. Feel free to subscribe below, and look forward to seeing you guys again. Take care.